Hello friends, welcome back to Cloman, your go-to channel for all things cloud, DevOps and technologies. In this session today, we are diving into a Microsoft heavy topic, AWS Directory Services. Now, if you are not super familiar with Microsoft technologies, especially with Active Directory, don't worry. I have got you covered. Let's break it all down step by step. First things first, what exactly AWS is? Active Directory Services. Well, it's not just one service, it's actually a family of managed services that lets you connect to your AWS resources to an on-premise Microsoft Active Directory, or you can even run directories entirely in the cloud. This allows you to access AWS resources and applications using your existing corporate credentials. That includes logging into AWS Management Console itself and with domain joined EC2 instances. You can enable single sign-on across your environment. No need to manage credentials individually on every server. Super convenient, right? Now let's quickly explain Active Directory in case if you are new to it. Active Directory or AD is a hierarchical directory service used by most enterprises. It organizes users, groups and computers into a structures called trees and forests and uses group policies to manage network devices and users. Under the hood of AD uses protocol like LDAP and DNS, which supports authentication via Kerberos and NTLM. LDAP stands for Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. But there is a catch. Managing AD on-premise involves a lot of overhead. That's why AWS comes into the picture with managed options. Let's start with big one, AWS Managed Microsoft AD. This service gives you a fully managed Microsoft Active Directory domain controller running on a real Windows servers. Two by default high availability, each in its own availability zone. You can connect this domain controller to application in your VPC and scale them out if needed. Plus you get exclusive access so no other AWS customers share your AD environment. And if you are already have a AD environment on premises, so you can extend your access to AWS using trust relationship. Here is a quick note about Microsoft and AWS shared responsibility. AWS handle multiple AZ deployment, monitoring, patching, backup and recovery, and domain controller maintenance. User responsibility comes managing users and groups and GPUs, scaling out domain controllers, trust, certificates, and federations. Next up, Simple AD, a lightweight, budget-friendly alternative. This is great if you need to basic AD features for Windows workloads in the cloud. There are two sizes, small up to 500 users and large up to 5000 users. It supports logging into EC2 instance with existing credentials and is perfect for Linux workload which needs LDAP. But one thing you need to keep in mind that Simple AD doesn't support trust relationship with on-premise directories. Need to use your on-prem AD without replicating in the AWS. That's here AD connector comes in. It is essentially a proxy between AWS and your on-premise AD. It lets you authenticate your users in AWS using your existing AD, join EC2 instances to your on-prem domain, avoid storing credentials in the cloud, Perfect if you are not ready for fully migrate to Cloud AD. Now shifting gears, let's talk about Cloud Directory. This one for developers. It is fully managed multi-hierarchical directory store that can handle hundreds of millions of objects. Some of the use cases are organized org charts, course catalogs, and IoT device registry. But this isn't AD compatible. It's a different kind of tool. Lastly, we have got Amazon Cognitive User Pools. Even though AWS includes it under Directory Services, it's a bit of an outlier. This is a user directory for web and mobile applications, not for infrastructures. Cognito lets users sign up and sign in using social media logins like Facebook, Google, Amazon, or traditional username and passwords. It's ideal for SaaS applications. Let's summarize. AD compatible services comes under AWS Managed Microsoft AD, AD connector, and simple AD. Not AD compatible is Cloud Directory and Cognitive User Pool. So if in the exam or in the real world scenario mentions Amazon Workspace or quick site integration with AD credentials, focus on the AD compatible options. Thanks for watching. That's it for AWS Directory Services. If you found this helpful, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for more cloud content. Got some questions? Drop them in the comments. See you in the next one. Have a good day.